All right. Test, test,
Test.
test, test.
I'd like to just hit a couple of news headlines straight from the Convincing Idiots News headquarters. Very nice. Coming across the desk right now. Sadly, we have very sad news today. Sorry, I gotta fix my screen here. The sad news is not me fixing my screen. We have sad news to report. The world has lost Paul Reubens, Pee Wee Herman this week. He was quite popular when I was very, very young. Dean, you probably had more time to spend experiencing Pee Wee Herman and all of the. So, what is? Yeah. Would you like to care to reflect?
Paul Reubens. Yes, he's known for Pee Wee Herman, but he was a brilliant comedic actor. Yes, he will always be known as Pee Wee Herman because the character is iconic through the TV show to the movies. There's nothing that that guy couldn't have done if it wasn't for some hiccups, right? Which, looking back at it now, seems kind of silly but back then, let's call what it was. He was in an adult movie theater, and he was doing what most people probably were doing. Mm-hmm. And there was probably a raid going on that other people got it caught. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, or however you want to put it. If I'm going to an adult movie theater, like an actual movie theater that's showing a pornographic film, what do you think people are doing? What do you think? Do you think people go there? Well, let's see. The cinematography is amazing.
Admiring the form. Yeah.
Right. You go there for a reason. So I even as a kid, I never faulted him for that. I thought it was silly that people did, but it was the 90s and people were stupid. But he was honestly, if you want to call a comedic genius, he was one. That character alone was taken from a stage show, and it incorporated what kids would just fawn over and love the visuals of it with the chair and the windows and
it was so fantastical and over the top.
Yeah, but yet it was an adult show. Adult parents would be like, I'll get that shit off my TV. That's a weird guy. But if they sat and watched it, oh, I see what he's doing.
Yeah.
And shit, that show alone broke out Lawrence Fishburne. Phil Hartman started there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. As the Lawrence Fishburne, I believe, was a cowboy, and I want to say Phil Hartman was a mailman, maybe. I don't remember the exact characters, but yeah, they got their breaks on there. And even as a person, you see all these celebrities that are tweeting and stuff, and Conan O'Brien put out a tweet that guy, Paul Reubens, would on Christmas or somebody's birthday, not just celebrities, but the cameraman that he met on a TV show they did or a random movie he did, a stagehand. If he became friendly with you on your birthday or Christmas, you got a personalized greeting, happy birthday, Merry Christmas type deal from Paul Reubens every single year.
That's cool.
He was so vested in his friends, and I love that story. I just love the idea that this gigantic star, this comedic genius would go out of his way, to tell happy birthday to every single year to the cameraman that he met or the celebrity he met. Didn't matter.
Yeah.
So that tells you what you need to know about his character.
Yeah, can you imagine that? I was I've got my mom and my dad and my kids and my wife, and a couple others, and like that's a lot of people to
you're
remember his
just gonna
birthday.
throw me in with a couple others, you sack of shit?
And
I
Dean's.
Right? Come on, I send you.
Actually, I'm not gonna throw you in with everybody else because I always remember your birthday. It's on New Year's Day.
Oh, I thought you were saying who would text you.
Oh no! I was saying of the birthdays I have to remember. Like if you were him and you were like going out, you'd have to like have a notepad or like
Right.
those saved in your phone every year to be recurring like reminders.
And even if you did, that's still that you took the time to put you in that group, right?
Yeah.
Shit, my birthday rolls on. It, like you said, it's still January 1st. Very memorable. What? Not this year. My parents remember, but like 2 years prior to that, I didn't hear from them.
Yeah.
Not even a text, and I waited.
New Year's Day can be busy for some people. It's
sure.
Might be hungover.
The beauty about New Year's Day birthday is that I can take who texts me and go, oh, that's all I need to text this year for their birthday. I can.
You didn't text your parents that year for their birthdays?
I did, but I shouldn't have.
There you go. Dean took the high road. There you go. Let it be known.
There's a first time for everything, right?
Yeah. No, that's a really cool story. I never heard anything like that before, like about him.
My parents didn't text me. Oh, you were talking about Paul Reubens. I'm sorry.
Yes, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool. Rest in peace. Like he left one message before he died, like that week before he died, apologizing to his fans and his friends that he didn't tell them that he didn't tell anybody he was dealing with this. Kind of like who was it?
The comedian that was it Norm Macdonald or
Norm Macdonald didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, right.
That he was dealing with cancer and again, you kind of respect it a little bit, but like I would hope that they told their close friends, right?
Right. Yeah. Or like or at least like a family member that's I don't know if
I get like
obviously
public,
if you had a wife or something, or a partner, you would tell them,
Sure.
But yeah, it's very sad. I just remember him a lot from as a kid. Certainly, like you mentioned, the show, Pee Wee Herman. We had there was like a doll, like a wind up. He had a pull string, not a wind up, but a pull string on his back, and he said different, slogans, and it was like this, little, like 12-inch doll or whatever.
I know you are, but what am I?
My dad always doing the and like the making the faces and stuff like that. So, but yeah, it's just very sad. Like you said, it's one of the main things you remember him for was obviously the Pee Wee Herman character, and the other that was, like you said, looking back, pretty stupid. Like that is like
I'll even mention one of the ones that I remember real quick.
Yeah,
the movie Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He's great in it. He plays one of the vampires in it, and he's fantastic. So I know that there's I think it's already passed by the time you hear this, but there's like a thing online of like people saying everybody watch Pee-wee's Big Adventure on this date at this time. Everybody's push play.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
What a great way to commemorate and remember.
Yeah.
But Buffy the Vampire Slayer, he doesn't have a whole lot of lines, but like when he does, he's fantastic. So and that proves it. Like he could do so much more.
Yeah. He was also the Penguin's father in Batman Returns.
Yes, that's right.
He was the one that shipped him down to the sewer where apparently Emperor penguins were living, but in the sewers beneath New York City.
Was he in Gotham?
The show?
Yeah, I think he might have been in Gotham.
I don't know.
Hold on.
That's very possible. That would be really
while I look this up.
It'd be really cool if they did do like a callback and bring him into that. I've never seen Gotham. I've seen the first.
You really should. Man.
I know.
We've had this 3 seasons, but it's so good.
We've had this conversation because I'm like, we tried to watch it and we made it 3 or 4 episodes, and I'm like, it just wasn't good at the beginning, and I just gave up on it.
Yeah.
He was in Mystery Men. I remember that.
No, I'm gonna. Yeah, he was in that too.
Yeah.
But I'm going to actually do a real quick what I watched. We'll talk more because we'll have a topic that pertains to it in a future episode. But Nick, I did watch Miracle.
Oh,
One of
okay,
your recommendations. I did watch it the other day.
Okay, what'd you think?
It was okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't the biggest fan. I've seen better sports movies.
Okay.
But it was good. Like it was entertaining.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell's character was a little much for me. Kind of thought he was a dickhead that didn't really redeem himself enough to quantify the dickheadness.
Yeah.
But again, I get that and I appreciate it for the fact that it's real life. So like you didn't sugarcoat and make him more redeemable than he actually was. If that's the way he was, cool. But I don't know. It was fun. I enjoy sports movies. I enjoy the ending where they win. Like all sports movies, I do enjoy that.
The funny thing is, and it says as much in the post-credit things, or not post-credit, but towards the end.
Yeah, I enjoy those too.
But it's like that wasn't like the gold medal game. That was just to get them to the gold medal game.
Right.
But they also knew that if they could beat the Russians, that there was they. Well,
it's also the Bob Costas call that was iconic.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But that was the big one. I mean, beating the Russians was
the Cold War
impossible.
Was roaring, like they said in the movie. The US, Soviet Union was the big bad.
Right. Yep.
It brought people that didn't watch hockey into it just because the Russians, those evil Russians.
Right. Yeah, there was a vested interest in that storyline. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, but there was there's some really great documentaries like ESPN stuff, like 30 for 30. I think did one on like the Russian team, like that, like at that time.
Oh, really?
The way they trained and like would carry boulders like up and like in and out of lakes, and they'd be like pissing blood and shit, like give them the Russian gas, and like I mean the insane training regimens that those guys, like the Russians, were put through is fucking wild.
All right.
But and there's other good ones too. Like the Summit series was a really harsh one between Russia and Canada back then. But yeah, there's a lot of cool documentaries about like hockey, that especially pertaining around the Russian team at that time. But yeah, like Herb Brooks, you were saying like, he was kind of a dick and stuff. And I was like, back in those days, those coaches, like those old school coaches, that's just what they did.
No,
that's how they got shit out of their players. Like just treat them like shit and stuff.
I understand that. I understand coaches being assholes, but like even in the movie, his other assistant coaches were saying this was A, out of character, and B, they kept telling him to fucking stop being an asshole.
Right. Yeah. Well, he was chasing after the glory that he never got to achieve as a player. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And again, when saying all that, I did enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
It's just that was the problem I had, was like the unredeemable character that he portrayed.
Yeah.
And again, I guess in a sense it makes me enjoy it more a little bit, knowing that it's real life.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Kurt Russell. I don't like to dislike Kurt Russell. Come on. Makes me sad.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, they actually a lot of the guys in that movie too were I was watching a behind the scenes thing on that movie, and they were like they got a bunch of college hockey players and taught them how to act, because that would be easier than getting actors and trying to teach them how to skate. So they were like, we'll just get a bunch of like hockey players and like, yeah,
it kind of showed a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a couple good, like the one that plays Jim Craig, the goalie, he was in Friends and stuff. And like that
guy's an actor.
He's
guy
been around.
That guy wasn't a hockey player.
Yeah.
Turned actor. That guy wasn't. I recognize him from a lot of things.
Yeah. The guy that played Jack O'Callahan, the kid from Boston that injured his leg and stuff. I don't know if he was or not, but I enjoyed his performance in that movie. That guy actually just passed away within the last, I want to say like 5 or 6 years, that actor. Yeah. But yeah. So, well, that's good. I'm glad you saw it. Glad you got to experience it there.
Well, my point of telling you that now was the idea that, ladies and gentlemen, our recommendations, we take it seriously, and so should you.
Absolutely. So go watch Mer People, would you? Anyway, touching tribute to Paul Reubens.
Yes.
No, rest in peace.
That's right.
No, but all jokes aside, rest in peace to Paul Reubens.
Yes, absolutely.
Great talent, definitely had many fans over the years, and so rest in peace to him. Also,
No TV.
What? No.
Hello, I'm Pee Wee Herman.
Talking Pee-wee is really cuckoo.
He's naughty.
I know you are, but what am I?
Soon you'll be that way too. Whatever you may do, it's so much fun when he's with you.
Banana sandwich?
Arr!
You'll go wacko, you'll go crazy when talking Pee-wee.
Talking Pee-wee from Matchbox for you and your kid. Cherry sold separately.
What's that?
hi. This is Millennial Nick, along with Gen X Brian and Zennial Dean. Hey, if you liked that video, which we really hope you did, you should like and subscribe. That would be great.